Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shaurav Virat Singh.
Bran, I Gibran.
I Senthil.
So today we are not presenting a startup or an idea, but we are here to present something new. The future of sustainable cars. A solar-powered car which seemingly runs on an infinite loop of energy. This may seem sci-fi at first, but we just might have made it possible. So, the question is, what are the advantages of investing in this blueprint? Well, it establishes you as a pioneer for green automotive technology. It addresses the growing global demand for a sustainable energy product. It solves that range anxiety which you usually have with electric cars, because as you know, after a certain period of time you would have to plug in your car, and the range is usually very limited in these electric cars, which is why people don't really adopt them. Now, and it creates a completely zero emission vehicle, and it also makes you eligible for subsidies, because certain governments do give you subsidies for investing in these cars. Now then, the question is, I have talked about this, but what is the name of this project? It is not the autonomous solar car. What our project brings is a clean, hybrid, automotive, which is made for maximum alternative kinetics, which is why we name this project as Chamak. So, the question is this project just really a solar car attached, a solar panel attached to a car, and we simply just harness the power of the sun and just make it like any other car, just add a few Arduinos to it, and that's it? No. There is more. And that is what we are here to present today. Now I would like to call upon Gibran and Senthil to actually explain what this absolute masterpiece is about.
So once again, good afternoon everyone. We have taken a Porsche 911 here, stripped out the internal combustion engine and attached two electric motors on both sides on the rear wheels. What this has been powered by is a solar panel which is charged through the sunlight, which powers the engines and other electric components of the car. This solar panel has been assembled through Arduinos and other wiring, which will be explained further by Senthil.
So in this project, it can be split into two units. Solar unit, which is the Arduino. We have the Arduino, which is the brain of the full setup. We have the solar panels, some LDRs, also known as like light dependent sensors, which move when sunlight hits on them. And then we have some 10K resistors, and that's all. And the car unit, Gibran will explain about it.
So what this solar panel does is provides power to the rear motors, which are electrically powered. There is no internal combustion engine left in this car anymore, and it is a 100% electric vehicle. As we can see in the video now, you can see that the engine is spinning, which is being powered by the electric motor, which is powered through the solar panel. This creates an infinite source of energy because through the solar panel into the engine to the car's wheels. The car also can use brake regenerational power, which has already been introduced in many other electric cars such as Tesla, BYD, and much more. The main purpose of this is to create an infinite loop of energy. But what happens if we want to go on a long drive in the night and we are struggling or short of battery capacity? Well, that is one of the reasons most people avoid buying electric cars. What about the charging? If it's solar powered, how are we exactly supposed to be charging it? Because charging cables, when we charge it using that, it takes up to 12 to 13 hours just to put it on a full charge, just to get a range of about 250 miles, which cannot even cross the border to UAE from here. So for that, we have a project called Reflect Orbital, which basically sends satellites into the space with mirrors placed on top of them, which reflect light of the sunlight onto the Earth's surface wherever desired. So as you can see, the sun is a huge fusion reactor that provides energy to all forms of ecosystems. Photosynthesis, all other life processes are independently dependent on this.
Investing in this idea is not just a future for sustainability, but a future for the stock market itself. You could expect a significant rise in the stock market because of this innovative idea, because we have created a seemingly infinite loop of energy, where a solar panel powers an extra battery, which can be used during emergency purposes, as well as powering these motors. So in conclusion, invest in Project Chammak if you wish for a greener, sustainable tomorrow.
I still have one important thing to show you about Project Reflective Orbit. So here we can see sunlight after dark, which means we will be experiencing sunlight during the night time. So can you scroll down? Sorry.
Hello,
Know that the
Shaurya,
sun is
I
an
have a
unexhaustible, unending resource of energy.
I have a question for you. This will work perfectly in Qatar. There's a lot of sunlight. What happens in a place like India where there's, maybe 40 or 50% of the time there is cloudy weather, rain?
So, the thing is, this project is made to target countries like the Middle East. The thing is, in countries such as India, the solar power isn't exactly something we can actually do, because India, it depends on the climate, like the place as well. India focuses more on hydroelectricity. Qatar focuses more on solar power. So here's the thing: we can't exactly expect this to be implemented into every single country. In countries like the Middle East, this can be very profitable. And then
one major thing is that solar panel is not the only source of energy in this type of electric car. Brake regeneration is also a very important factor. There are many people who own electric cars even inside of this auditorium, and they must know the concept of brake regeneration, which basically converts the heat energy produced while you brake against the brake disc and converts it into electric energy and transfers it back into the battery. And always there will be a source of backup battery inside of any electric car. Even if it shows a range of 250 miles, there will always be approximately 25 to 30 miles more range for that as of a backup battery.
Thank you, team, for that wonderful presentation. Moving on to the next team, which consists of Alton and Amy. They plan on the future of sustainable agriculture, an agri-tech startup where AI meets agriculture, focused on vertical farming solutions. Please welcome them on stage with a huge round of applause.
Good morning to everyone. So today I, Milan Srivastav, will be presenting on the topic prevention of floods for better crop production. So now my team is Naveen Sriraj, Muhammad Siddiq and Jayesh Upadhyay. Now I would like to start with discussing what floods do to agriculture. Floods are natural disasters. They are caused due to heavy rainfall, melting of icebergs, and also because of the rivers which are located near regions. Okay. And these affect 23% of the world population directly, according to the 2022 analysis, and almost 1.5% of the land in 18 years. Which may not seem much, but then it's actually harmful to us, as it can grow when we do not take care of it. Now, the infrastructure and environment are of course damaged. The infrastructure like roads and bridges are damaged, and then the environment is damaged with this due to like soil erosion, pollution of water, and also destruction of habitats. One such example would be the 2018 Kerala flood, which led to the same causes. Well, our project, AgroBot, is here to solve the problem. Our project's key features are upliftment of the field from floods, prediction of floods and detection of humidity and temperature for better health of the crops. It uses a total of 6 components which are displayed over there. So now let's start with the first feature, which is upliftment of the field for protection from crops. Upliftment of the field involves raising the land level using a soil or embankments to prevent water from flooding crop areas. As you can see, here is the model for our first feature. And now, what are the advantages? It works well for individual farms or homes. And also, once done right, it does not cost that much to maintain. It boosts resilience and you do not have to wait for the government to fix regional issues. Now, the key components and how it works will be explained by Naveen.
Morning. My name is Naveen Sriraj and today I'll be explaining the key components and how this model works. So we'll be having some motors, Bluetooth module which is optional, and then a motor driver. So this is a small prototype. So the motor is connected to the battery and this motor rotates to lift the land slowly. This would be really helpful in for real life applications, like for example when a flood comes, many crops are damaged and the farmers are suiciding so much. The amount of suiciding caused by farmers are increasing year by year. So we'll be showing a small demonstration of the same now. Thank you.
Okay, so that was the first feature of AgroBot. Now, the second feature is prediction of floods. Which is really hard, but once you get it, you can do it. It involves using weather data, satellite imagery, and sensors to forecast when and where floods might occur. The advantages of this is early warning allows farmers to protect crops, livestock, and equipment in time. It reduces crop loss by enabling timely drainage or field protection measures. And now, the key components are the water level sensor, and then the buzzer and the LCD 16x2 I2C module, which will be explained by Naveen.
Good morning. So, the Arduino we have here is a microcontroller, and it acts as a CPU of the whole project, and it sends the data to the DSC11, and sorry, my bad. It's a water level sensor. So, I'll be showing a small demonstration. When we have water in here, it will be showing 1.2 meters high, the water level in the seas or oceans. It can be seen here. We can also add a buzzer, like when the ocean level is increasing, we can put buzzer noises to predict that the floods are coming. Passing it on to the launch.
Now, the third and final feature of our AgroBot is the detection of humidity and temperature for better health of the crops, which will be done by the AgroBot itself. It will determine what is the temperature and humidity as shown over there. Now, the concept of AgroBot. So basically, we have already explained how it works. It's really easy once you understand it and will help a lot of farmers. And now, why should you invest in this? What is the meaning of investing in AgroBot? So, farmers make almost 80% of the world's food, and farmers not having the information of when floods are gonna come and how their crops could be destroyed will actually be bad. The farmers will lose their crops, and then we won't get the food. So for this, we have invented AgroBot, and the concept is already clear. Thank you everyone for listening to us.
Panel, the floor is now open for any questions for the presenter.
We have a question for you. So, who's going to answer the question? You.
Yeah, could you repeat, ma'am?
So, you have shown the prototype here. Have you started working on this model?
So, ma'am, actually, the model itself, it actually costs a lot because right now we can only use recycled materials. We can not really use like metal and all because we don't know how to use it properly. So, we're actually going to try to learn using metal and all so that we can build a proper robo which can help to build the real agrobot.
Okay, so the idea is good, but it's still at
It is at the
initial
beginner
stage. Okay.
Yeah, it's at the initial stage. Hopefully we're able to develop it soon.
Yeah, thank you and all the best.
In addition to that, we'll also need really powerful motors to lift the piece of land. So it may cost a little too much for normal people. So we need a sponsorship for that to do in
We are
real
looking
life.
for potentially sponsor and investors.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have two rich people here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, presenters. Now, moving on to the next pitch by the team of Alton and Amy. The future of sustainable agriculture, an agri-tech startup where AI meets agriculture, focused on vertical farming solutions. Please give them a huge round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So I'm Alton,
And I'm Amy.
and today we are going to be presenting our startup idea to all of you. So before beginning, I wanted to ask a question. How much of the food consumed in Qatar is locally produced? Any? 75? Any other guesses? Judges? Any other guesses? Okay, so the judges are pretty much close. It's near to 10 to 24% only, and that only includes vegetables, which we focus on. So, how are we combating this idea? We introduced Grenetics. Started in the year 2024, we made our startup, an agri-tech startup focused on vertical farming solutions. Our mission is to reduce Qatar's reliance on imported goods and grow self-produced goods. So how do we use our vertical farming system in Qatar? We promote sustainability, conserve water, and also enhance food security, meaning year-round production, water conservation, and climate resilience. And as you can see here, these are our initial first customers. You can see them with our system. They are thriving with it. And yeah. And this is us representing in an university level competition in which we actually won the competition and got many innovators' ideas like to improve our project. And we understood that what we can do to improve our project in this society. And this is how our plant is thriving right now in one of our customers' areas. All right.
So next up is the target audience and agriculture challenges. Now our target market is government agencies, Qatari farmers, agricultural investors, etc. Now, of course, we faced some challenges while we were trying to do this project, and the challenges were Qatar's dependency on imported food. Now, most of what we eat every day here in Qatar are not locally produced. It's highly likely that it's imported food. Now, next up was the extreme climate. I do not think I have to explain much on extreme climate. You know how extreme it gets. And due to this, there's water scarcity and lack of arable land, which means that there isn't enough land for us to grow crops we like.
So what are the solutions offered by Grenetics? As I mentioned earlier, we do efficient land use, water conservation, which is water recycling in our unit, and climate control. We add a special ethanol-rich solution that closes the stomata of the leaves so that there can be an increase in the heat resistance in places like Qatar or the Middle East. And we also focus on employment and skill development, which is something very important. Since we have integrated AI into our module, we want to also integrate the need for skill and employment, as in people should know how is this beneficial in this project, how is it beneficial in our society.
Now, in the center is our startup, Greenetics, and on the sides, those are our competition matrix. We have We Farms, I Farm, Hexagrow, Agrico, but we hope that we can be the one on top. Next up is challenges and practical solutions. Now, the first one says high initial cost. Now, the only thing that we found was kind of expensive, that was like 25 to 30 Qatari riyals, was the solar panels. But you might be thinking, oh, if the solar panels are expensive, then all the other things might be also expensive. That is not the case, because what we get out of this is a lifetime growth harvest. Next up is energy consumption. Now, Greenetics doesn't require much energy because it is highly dependent on LED grow lights. Next up is market adoption. We're mainly focusing on brand to brand and brand to government. Next up is scaling infrastructure. We plan on integrating our Greenetics into green farms and greenhouses. Next up is market opportunity and strategy. Now, Greenetics has gained early and strong momentum through impactful collaborations. Initial traction was achieved through educational partnerships, leading to increased brand visibility. Private sectors has also helped us bring light to Greenetics, and we are soon to join hands with QRDI.
We can cultivate a self-sufficient Qatar one crop at a time. Thank you for your time.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, team. Panel, the floor is now open for any questions.
Actually, have you tried anything in Qatar? Any Qatar local farm?
Yes, we tried in Plaza Hollandi, and we actually did an incubation period, which was like 4 weeks. We wanted to get a different idea, like how will it affect different plants, since we thought that different plants will not be able to adapt to the same situation. But we did a collaboration with Plaza Hollandi, and it grew with Plaza Hollandi's help, and they also followed the same steps which we have given. We also practiced with the company named Worley, which focuses on sustainable solutions.
But they are a farmhouse or like a showroom?
No, they have a separate farmhouse, which is like it's a different system. So we have a vertical system, but they use the process of hydroponics actually there. So,
yes.
but
most of the Qatar is using hydroponics.
Yes. So what we try to make our project different from them is that we try to eradicate the need of soil. So initially, as we all know, from India, we need different types of soil to grow different types of plant, like alluvial, clay, sandy. And in Middle Eastern countries, we only see sand. We don't see any other soil. And Qatar imports soil. We need to make soil or get soil from other places. So we try to eliminate the need of soil. That's why we used hydroponic system. But hydroponic system has been used in Qatar widely with soil. So our technique is a soilless farming technique, which uses not only hydroponics, but also uses normal plant growth processes, which is called negative heterotropism. So the plants grow in the direction of where the water flows, not where the soil or where any mineral is present.
But do you mean that, like, whatever, because the soil, if you, as you said, like in India or any related countries, if you grow, you'll have the fruit or anything, you'll have all the nutrients and everything. Will only with the water, do you mean that all the nutrients will be there?
So as we have, I don't think we have broadened and mentioned, but we have used an ethanol and hydrogen peroxide-based solution. So, and with also an aquaponics solution. So an aquaponics solution is very rich in nitrogenous waste because it uses fish excreta to grow the plant, which is essential for leguminous plants, as we say. And the H2O2 and ethanol actually help us bind those nutrients to the plant. So if a person would think, okay, you're keeping the water system turned on like 24 hours a day, won't the minerals not get attached to the plant? It needs to get attached to the roots, right? So minerals need to get absorbed by the plant. So adding H2O2 and ethanol actually increases the mineral consumption required for the plant. and this ethanol is sourced organically. So you can make this ethanol in your house, sanitizers, isopropyl alcohol. You have already been using it. So what we have done is we have used a diluted concentration, which is 5% or 5 ml in 1000 ml of water. And we have also mentioned that in the research document which we have given. Yeah.
Okay. Best of luck.
Thank you, team, so much. Thank you, team, for that wonderful presentation. Up next, we have the team Axian Dynamics, consisting of Vamshidharan, Rehan, and Lavya. They use AI and robotics to solve real-world problems. Their project, Centra, is a smart robot that checks city infrastructure for issues like leaks, cracks, and pollution, helping fix problems before they get worse. Please give a huge round of applause for them.
Right now, most of the infrastructural inspections in our country are done manually, which takes time, efforts, and still misses small but serious problems. Thus, we need faster and smarter ways to detect these issues early before they grow bigger. Cities are getting smarter, but our ways to maintain and inspect them hasn't kept up. And this is where Centra comes in. So, what is Centra? Centra is an AI-powered robotic system that inspects urban infrastructure, pipelines, power lines, and air quality autonomously and in real time. It detects, predicts, and reports issues before they become disasters. The Centra module includes main two things. First is the modular unit, that is a robot, as you can see over here. These include rover, UAV, UUV, and USV bots, which is unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned underwater vehicles, etc. Then, it is designed to be scalable and cost-effective, better than inspection workers, which takes time and resources as well. Our main objective while developing the Centra was to develop an intelligent and autonomous robotic system that enhances the way cities monitor, manage, and maintain their infrastructure, with the goal of preventing resource wastage, operational costs, and catastrophic failures.
Now, of course, there comes the question of how the system actually works. And that's what we're going to look at next. Now, I want to ask a very simple question. How many of the adults present in this room have called out the municipality of the city and told that there's a problem? Right? A lot of you have. And it takes a lot of time for them to come out, inspect it, and they have to go back, and they have to tell another person to come out and fix for it. One small problem, water leakage, will take 2 months to fix. That's the condition that's in India right now. That's what we are trying to change. So, how does this system work? Well, there are 4 parts to this. First, the AI modules, the hardware modules itself. As Rehan mentioned, there are 4 things. The rover that's right in front of your dear jury. Then the unmanned aerial vehicles, the unmanned surface vehicles, and the unmanned underwater vehicles. Each used for their various different cases. Then we see the cloud platform. This cloud platform integrates all of these modules together, thereby they work seamlessly and efficiently without any human intervention at all. Third, the user interface. Now, of course, this is a system at the end of the day. So humans are required to come, look at what's going on, and check if something's wrong or not. And that's where this user interface comes into play. This allows the back-end user or the back-end human who's in control of all these systems to check if all these systems are running properly or not. Then, of course, the final killer, the subscription plan. This allows any organization to rent or physically use these modules to control and help out their communities as a whole with our subscription plan that allows them for continuous maintenance and other issues that come up within the system.
The AI model is the heart of Centra. The AI model basically detects the early infrastructure damages caused in the pipeline corrosion or by the heat anomalies in the pipelines. The AI then later processes and sends this to a centralized dashboard. Centra, with working, learns more. It just doesn't learn, it adapts. The dashboard. The dashboard displays the real-time metrics, module status, and the AI alerts, which allows us to manually override the AI and control the module.
Now we come to the final part of our system, the revenue model or the business model. Now, this is going to be very simple, yet this is one of the most important part of our entire idea. Now, we see that we have three primary targets in this entire market. The first one is, of course, are the government bodies, the municipalities. They take out these modules, help and use these to help their own society and increase time efficiency and whatnot, of course. Then we have the smart city developers. These are the ones who are the innovators, who are checking for new ideas to be implemented in the cities. This comes into play then. Then we, of course, have the private infrastructure firms. The ones who have immense amounts of colonies, for example, Esdan. They can take this out, rent it out, and use it to help them fix infrastructure and basically maintain all the hundreds of buildings that they have. And then what makes it the best thing? This AI-powered predictive maintenance helps us to actually see what's going on, fix them fast, and never have any maintenance issues. So with that, we come to the end of our entire speech. Thank you very much.
Respected panel, the floor is now open for any questions.
Hi, Rehan.
Good afternoon, Vardhan sir. How are you?
Yeah. So you are using about the municipality thing. Is it, it can go in the water also? It's waterproof?
Yes. So you see, the fourth one that we have, the unmanned underwater vehicle. It's a different thing. Over there, you only see one of the types of modules that we have. The rest three are a bit more expensive. We couldn't make it. So the unmanned underwater vehicle is the one which goes underwater, is completely waterproof, and can do underwater welding too. We have planned that out entirely.
How the census works, you know, if you have IP, it's like IP rating, you know, how the census works.
So the IP rating is basically on how dustproof and waterproof a device is.
Yeah.
These IP ratings, these devices that we are going to be making is going to be around the range of IP 56 or 57.
Yeah. But have you tried?
Yes, we have tried. We couldn't bring the physical model because it's in India. We have another team working in India as well for this. In fact, we have actually partnered up with MakeBlock. They are sponsoring us with these kits. So we are further developing on these ideas as well.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, team, for that wonderful presentation. Up next, we have Mishal for the presentation. He's presenting an AI that tracks your mental wellness daily and gives tips on how to cope with mental pressure, anxiety, depression, etc. by connecting to professionals as well as giving pointers like exercise, etc. Can we please give him a huge round of applause? Also, dispersal for the bus users will be at 4:30 p.m. sharp, so the students using the school transport can proceed for the dispersal at 4:30.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mishal Mohammedan, and I'm here to introduce to you something that I believe the world truly needs, an app called Crash Out. In today's world, we talk about speed, success, and achievement, but we rarely talk about something just as important, emotional crashes. Moments when we feel lost, overwhelmed, anxious, or even hopeless. And guess what? These moments are becoming more and more common, especially among students, professionals, and even children. That's why we built Crash Out, an app that supports you right in that moment. Our vision is simple: to be a trusted companion during moments of emotional turbulence. Our mission is powerful: to provide accessible, immediate, and evidence-informed mental health support using technology. Crash Out is just not another wellness app. It's a lifeline, a listener, and a silent friend when you're struggling to be heard. Crash Out is a digital mental wellness companion designed for people experiencing emotional emotional crashes, anxiety attacks, or depressive lows. We combine therapy-based tools, real-time support, and calming techniques all inside your phone. Accessible 24/7, 365. It's the emotional first aid kit that travels with you wherever you go. The core of the app is Crash Mode, a feature built for the critical moment when someone is spiraling. With one tap, you're taken into a soothing, non-triggering interface that offers guided breathing exercises, grounding techniques to bring your mind back to safety, soft music and visuals for sensory regulation, instant journaling spaces, and a talk to a someone now button for real-time connection. Crash Out also helps users become more emotionally self-aware over time. With daily check-ins, visual mood scales, and journaling prompts, users can track how they feel day by day, week by week. This app uses this data to generate insights. This kind of personal insight is incredibly valuable and often missing in traditional mental health care. Not everyone can or wants to talk to a therapist. That's why we built a tools and tips library filled with self-help techniques that are easy to understand, backed by psychology, created by professionals, and you will find content on managing anxiety, coping with depression, building better sleep habits, and practicing self-compassion. And it's all available as videos, articles, or audio guides, depending on how you like to learn. Sometimes we just need to talk to someone. Crash Out connects users with licensed medical health professionals, trained coaches for weekly sessions, a directory of local mental health services, and most importantly, an in-app safety plan crisis support integration. Whether you're in Qatar, India, or anywhere in the world, Crash Out helps you find support that's safe, confidential, and real. Mental health tools can sometimes feel heavy or clinical. We wanted to make Crash Out engaging, so we added badges for journaling and consistency, a streak saver to build healthy habits, progressive milestones to track your emotional journey. Because celebrating small victories, like logging in for 5 days and writing about your feelings, is also self-care. Crash Out has two plans. The free plan, which consists of 3 Crash Mode users per month, a limited access to tools, daily check-ins and 1 peer support group, and full access to crisis help. Now, moving on to the premium plan. The premium plan is $29.99 per month or $219.99 per year, with unlimited Crash Mode access, all content unlocked, weekly coaching chats, voice participation in support groups, and more. In closing, I want to remind everyone here, crashing doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. What matters is not whether we fail, but whether we have the right support to rise again. Crash Out is that support. Not just an app, but a safe space, a guide, and a friend in your pocket. Thank you for listening, and thank you for caring for your mental health.
Thank you, team. The panel, the floor is now open for any questions.
Nishay, it's good. It's for the future, stress and everything. But is it been approved or any, it's been the well-being? It's been approved by any psychologist or anything because you made some format.
So, sir, the app is currently developing right now, and I have this close-knit team. And as soon as we have finished the UI and the other small stuff we have to do, we will be showing it to many psychiatrists out there, and we'll be getting their insight, and we'll be developing on this app more so we can make it good for them. And finally, we'll have this testing phase where we call upon 100 people maybe, and we'll get their insight, that is daily, weekly, and monthly. And we will also add on their changes as well to make this app more suitable for everyone.
It's good because you directly went for subscription. That's what, because I've been tested with anybody. Have you seen any test?
Sorry, sir?
Have you tested any, some of the people? I cannot say patient. And have you tested?
Again, sir, actually we have not finished the app fully because the UI and the design is still pending a bit more. Okay. So once that is complete, we'll be showing them the final product.
Okay, best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that wonderful presentation. Up next, I would like to call the team consisting of Trishan, Swasti and Emma, Exonet, which aims to resolve space debris and prevent Kessler syndrome, and it's a personal project. Can we please have a huge round of applause for them?